Okay, so you're going to lie down so your hips and shoulders are in line with each other. Take your arms slightly away from the side of your body. Turn your inner elbows and the palms of your hands up towards the ceiling. Draw your chin towards your throat, lengthening the back of your neck. Have a little swallow to relax your throat. And let yourself quietly settle. Let go of the day. Let go of everything that is going on outside of this room, whatever's happening and going on. You're going to use this next hour and a half to focus entirely on yourself. Start by observing your physical body. Scan your awareness through your body and observe any tension, any tightness, any aches. Notice your thoughts, what's running through your mind. But not giving any energy to the thoughts, just putting them to one side as you focus on your emotions and how you feel, not how you think you should feel, how you actually feel right now. And the link, what links our physical body, our mental body, our emotions, is our breath. So you're going to start by observing your breath, just watching your body breathe, not trying to control the breath, just let yourself watch the breath. Notice which parts of your body breathe when you, which parts of your body move when you breathe in and which parts move when you breathe out. Then we'll start to control the breath, breathing in and out through the nose, unless the nose is blocked. I'm going to direct the breath down. So we want to feel the lower ribs, the floating ribs lift and open. Sometimes it can be helpful to just rest your hand lightly around your abdomen to your edge of your thumb, stroking the edge of your lower ribs. And then as you breathe in, you can feel those ribs sort of swing up and outwards with the in-breath, and the rib cage releasing and contracting with the out-breath. So the in-breath, expanding and opening. The out breath, contracting and closing. Looking to establish a rhythm, so we're going to breathe in, counting from 1 to 4, and then wait for a moment. Breathe out, counting from 1 to 4, and then wait for a moment. Keeping the rhythm of the breath, let's start to move so that breathing in, we're taking the arms overhead. And then breathing out, we're bringing the arms back. You want to make it a full stretch, press into your heels, open up your palms, spread your fingers, stretch from heel to fingertip. And then when you breathe out, release. We'll do one more. And then come to rest with your knees bent, your feet flat on the floor. I'm going to interlock the fingers and press the hands underneath the head. Interlock your fingers, put your hands underneath your head or take your arms out to the side. You want to be able to press your arms towards the floor. You want to get the back of your shoulders firmly rooted so that as we go into the twist, as we twist to the right, you want to think about keeping the left shoulder and the left arm pressing down towards the floor. You're going to breathe in and open up the chest, press the arms towards the floor, and then with the out breath, lower the knees down to the right. Take a breath in and press your arms towards the floor. And then breathing out, bring your knees back to the center. Have a breath in and press your arms towards the floor. Breathing out, lower your knees down to the left. Have a breath in and press your arms down towards the floor. And breathing out, back to center. Each time you breathe out, you're moving your knees. Now, there's no issues with your back, your hips, or your abdomen. You could bring your knees in towards you so you're working with your feet off the floor. Do one more to each side. No rush, so just in your own time with your breath. As you come up from the left this time, make sure that your hips and shoulders are back in line with each other. And then you're going to bring your right knee in towards you. Take hold of your knee, your shin, the back of the thigh, whichever's comfortable. You can keep your left knee bent, your foot flat on the floor. You can have the legs straight. If you really want to challenge yourself, push into that left heel, engage the muscles of the left leg towards the bone, and then raise that left leg slightly from the floor. So you're going to breathe out, engage your abdominal muscles, take your head towards your knee. And then breathe in, release down. Breathe out, engage your abdominal muscles, lift. Breathe in, release down. I'll do one more. And then we're going to change the legs over. So we'll put the right foot down, bring the left knee in. Hold that left leg wherever you need to be comfortable. Straighten the right leg out if you want to. Raise the leg slightly if you want to. Got to find what's right for your body this evening. And as always with that, don't think about what you did last week or yesterday. Do what feels right for you today. Breathing out, engage the abdominal muscles. Lift. Breathing in, release down. Do one more. And then come to rest. So your knees are bent, your feet are flat on the floor. We're going to put the left thigh over the right thigh. If you want to make this stronger, bring your knees towards you. Cross your legs, then bring your knees towards you before going to the twist. If you need to make it gentler at all, uncross your legs. And we're going to put the right hand on the outside of the left knee, draw the knees down to the floor on the right. Let that left shoulder relax towards the floor. So I'm going to try and encourage that left shoulder to drop towards the floor as much as you can. Soften off your hips and your thighs. And then using your left arm, breathing in, I'm going to take the arm overhead. Breathing out, bring the arm back. The next time you take that arm overhead, we're going to leave it there if it's comfortable. If it's not comfortable, put it by your side wherever it is comfortable. I find that if I take the arm and sort of rest it alongside my face, so that my upper arm is resting alongside my ear, and turn my head to look to the right, but it's more comfortable. We're just going to stay for a few breaths. With each out breath, I think about letting your body to let go a little bit more. A little bit more. Softening off your hips and your thighs. Okay, then we're going to bring the arm back. Carefully lift your knees back to center. Wait for a moment, then uncross your legs, straighten up your hips and shoulders. Put your right thigh over your left. Take your knees down to the left. So again, if you want to make it stronger, bring your knees towards you before you take your knees over to the side. Let yourself get really comfortable and soften into that twist. Relax your hips, your thighs, your abdomen. And then with your right arm, breathing in, take the arm overhead. Breathing out, bring the arm back. The next time you take that arm overhead, we're going to keep it there. Okay, bring your arm back. Carefully lift your knees back. Uncross. Straighten up, and we're going to hug the knees in, have a little rock, massage your back. Circle your knees around and we're going to come into cat, and we're going to be doing a balancing cat. So you might want to have your blanket underneath your knees, or fold your mats. We've got some extra padding because we're going to be we're doing some work on balances. So we're going to be going on one knee. Yes. I love this mat because it's really good for not being sticky, but it's not as sort of floppy and it doesn't fold as well as my other one because it's quite thick, the rubber. So get your padding under your knees, come to cats. Hands underneath your shoulders, knees under your hips, nice strong arms. We're going to let the back dip, draw the chest up. We're looking forward for breath in. And then breathing out, I'm going to open under. Breathing in, chest forward, tailbone back. Breathing out, open under. And with your out breath, slightly round in the lower back, drawing the hips down towards the heels, chest towards the thighs. Breathing in, let the chest push the head forward as you come up. Breathing out, coming down and back. I'll do 2 more breaths like this. And then we're coming on to all fours. I want you to just close your eyes. Think about the 4 points that you are balanced on at the moment. So the 2 hands, the 2 knees. And you want to get your weight balanced between those 4 points. And what we're going to do, we'll do a diagonal balance. We're going to take the right arm forward, stretch your right arm forward. And push your left heel back, raise your left leg. So the right arm stretching forward, the left heel stretching back. Engage your abdominal muscles. And also pull up on the pelvic floor as well. Don't hold your breath. Try to keep as much length as you can from the heel through to the fingertip. Try to keep the hips and shoulders level. And then bring that hand down, bring that knee down. Come back to cat, and we'll do some breathing in, letting the back dip, drawing the chest forward. Breathing out, pulling up and under. And then back to the center, getting those 4 points balanced, hips and shoulders level. And we're going to take that right heel back, left arm forward. And then come back to our fours. Take the cat. Breathing out, pulling up and under. Breathing in, tailbone back, breastbone forward. Okay, now have a go at this next one. If you don't like it, do the one that we just did. Start from all fours, hands, knees, hips, shoulders all level. And then, I'm not going to be able to talk and do this. We're going to try to take the right arm forward and the right leg back. And still try to keep your hips and your shoulders level. Now, you find that it's just not for you this evening, do opposite arm and leg. To extend into the fingers, push into the heel. Don't hold your breath. Have a go on the other side. Both sides are always easier. I actually find it easier on the left side, which surprisingly the right side's none of the easiest, but I find it easier to balance on the left side with this one. And then we're going to do cat and swan. Breathing in your cat. Breathing out slightly around and lower back and coming down. And then we're going to draw your hips back, stretch your arms forward, and we're going to stay a little bit of time just allowing the groins to soften, stretching that lower back. Let's get ready to do downward dog. So you've got the insides of your big toes together, your knees apart, and stretch your arms forward. Create as much length as you can from your outer hips, through to your armpits, through to your fingertips. And then coming up onto all fours and toes under, lift your hips up and back. Press your heels towards the floor. And then we're going to take the hands towards the feet or the feet to the hands, whichever way you want to go about it. You can keep your hands down, you can fold your arms. And then come up to standing. Yeah. Doesn't matter where you stand, so much you want to bash arms for the bottom. Loosen up the hips. So stand with your feet underneath your hips, make sure your feet are straight. Bring your hands to namaste. Lift the breath forward, shoulders back. I'm going to breathe in, sweep the arms wide, stretch up. Push your hips forward, it's a slight back bend. And then on the out breath, bend forward to the back of your hips, arms wide. Bring your hands down, take a hold around the back of your legs, or place your hands on your shins. Tuck your head in towards your shins. We'll stay here for a breath. And then we're going to lift the chest, take the arms wide, breathing in, stretch up, palms together. And breathing out, bring the hands right down. Center. Breathing in, sweep the arms wide. Stretch up, push your hips forward, look up. Breathing out, dive forward from the back of the hips. Bring your hands to the back of your legs or your shins. Stay for a breath. And then breathing in, lift the chest. Stretch up, push the hips forward, palms together. Breathing out, keep the palms together, shift your hands back to the centre and finish your toes. Do that twice more, one more time. Stretching up as you breathe in. And forward as you breathe out. Go sideways on your mats for a minute. Put your feet apart. We're going to just do triangle warrior, and then we're going to hold triangle. So feet apart, turn your right leg out, turn your left toes in. Open up your chest. Then your knee for warrior. Straighten your legs, side bend, the triangle. Using the breath to move between the two. So do one on the breath in and one on the breath out, doesn't matter which way. And then we're going to hold triangle pose. You can keep that left arm up. You can put your hand on your hip. Or you can even extend and bring the arm over by your ear, whichever way works for you this evening. Now I want you to turn your trunk to that right leg. Bring your hands down either side of that right foot. Bend the right knee. And then sweeping the arm slowly through into the right. Another warrior, here you go. You look up through your hands if you want to, not to another leg. Your hands on your hips if it feels comfortable. Give your legs a shake out if you need. I got a bit warm doing that, didn't We'll go on the other side. Turn your left leg out, turn your right toes in. Open up chest. Warrior, bend the knee. Straighten the leg. Open triangle. Using the breath. And then hold in whatever triangle you want to hold. edge of your mouth, Ivy. The edges of your feet, the edges of your mouth. Now just hold your arms, hips going into opposite elbows. And hang forward. Release your hands down. We're going to take the left hand onto the right shin or the outside of the right calf. We're going to turn the trunk to the right and stretch that right arm up in the air. So a bit of 𝗊𝗆 pose. And look up towards the right thumb if you want to. You can look down at the floor. Press both feet into the floor. Keep both legs nice and strong. And then release back to the center. At the center, allowing your hips and your shoulders to realign. And then take your right hand over to the left, outside the left leg or the left shin, turning the trunk, take that left arm up. And then release to hang at the center. Give your head a little roll around. Shimmy your shoulders. Circle your shoulder blades around on the back of your ribs. Just like giving yourself a massage with your own shoulder blades. And then put your hands on your hips as you come. Now we're going to do 3 standing ones. We're going to do 3 people and a dancer. You might not like any of them, you might prefer one of them. You might prefer to turn so that you are looking at the wall or something that's not going to wobble. We'll start with the trees. That's a we've done it recently. So we'll start with it because you know this one. Then we'll have a go at eagle and dancer. So start with 𝗺𝗿𝘀𝘁. So you're standing on both feet, nicely balanced. And you can put one foot on top of the other foot, or if you really want to go for it, you can bring the foot up to the inside of the thigh, or if you're happy doing when you've got your legs, when you've got your legs how you want them, then you'll do your arms back to the side, bring the arms up, you put the palms together, and you can go. You just sit down, stay in the center. You're going to make your standing leg really strong. And imagine that there are roots going down. On that foot into the ground. Look at you. See what you've done there. See what you've done there. Oh. And you've had a few breaths on one side. Give it a go on the other. This is where I do find it easier on the right leg to balance. Usually. It's not happening tonight though. Come back to your 𝗤𝗿𝗃. That's the tree, which we often do. We'll go with dancer. Now dancer is a bit of a back bend. It's a little bit like the bow pose that we do on the floor, but as we stand on one leg. So we'll go at it bit by bit. And like everything, just go as far as you're comfortable. If you go too far, you'll fall over. So try to come back a step before you get to that point. Take all your weight on your left leg. I'm going to bend the right knee. We're going to take that right foot behind. Now, the full classical posture, the heel of your hand goes into the arch of the foot and the thumb lines up. Show these like your knee, where's the camera? The thumb lines up with your big toe. Because that then makes the shoulder turn back. But if it's easier for you, just hold around the front of the ankle. Just don't worry too much about getting that. So then we've got the foot. Want to bring that right side up, right to left, right. Put your left arm up. Now, it might be that is up. And the balance really happy with it. You're going to push your foot back. I'll show you. I can't talk and do it, so I'll show you. I need them. This one. Yeah, easy on that. Oh, feel it on the legs there as well. You do both sides. You do both sides. Come back to stand. Now the eagle. With the eagle, we've got the legs part and the arms part. We'll just do the arms part first of all. We'll do the arms part on both sides, and then we'll do the arms and the legs together. I quite like the arms part. It's really good for loosening up the neck and shoulders, which is why you can have to hold on tension. Just take your hands facing each other shoulder. You're going to cross. You're going to push your right arm over the left arm. You're going to bend your elbows. And then you want to cross your forearms and bring your palms towards each other. Don't worry if you don't actually get your palms to touch, just get some kind of connection. And then lift your elbows. Move your forearms forward. And you feel how that pulls those shoulder tracks. So you've got hold of your shoulder blades and it's pulling them. And I really like that. So that's the arms. We'll do this side. We'll pull arms and legs together. Release. And a little left over right. Bring the palms towards each other. Lift the elbows, take the forearms forwards. What we want to do in your shower this one, get your shower set. You don't want to it's hard as hot as setting. You're listening, fire the shower into your shoulder blades. Okay, and release. So, because we're covering this, right arm over the left, using the left hand over the right. So right arm over left, Get your arms and your position. And then a bit of a squat. And we're going left thigh over right, and we're tucking that left. You've got to squat down because otherwise you won't get the foot tucked behind the calf. Again, it's really difficult to talk and do it. And get your tailbone tucked under, lift your breastbone, and don't hold your breath. Let's have a go to the side, left over right, right over left. And you do it on both sides as much as you want to. Give yourself a hand claw to release off any tension in your hips. And then you're going to come down. You're going to come up and you're going to come down. And sit. Come to sitting down Dandasana, so your legs are out in front of you. Pull the flesh of your bottom out from underneath you. You're sitting, chest lifted. It's not nice and tall. Shoulders back. If you're happy to bend the knee, we're going to bend the right knee, bring the sole of the foot inside the left thigh. If it's more comfortable, take the leg out to the side. It really doesn't matter. Want to sit up nice and tall, and there's a slight turn, so you're facing along your left leg. Put your left leg. Put your left hand on the floor by your left hip. I want you to stretch your right arm up. Push into your left heel. Stretch up into your right hand. Come forward. Now, if you can reach the foot, you can hold the foot. If you don't reach the foot, put the hand on the shin or on the floor. That's fine. Bring your left hand to join your right hand, wherever it is. Inhale, lift your chest, move your breastbone towards your foot. As you exhale, release down. Inhale, lift your breastbone, move your chest towards your foot. As you exhale, release down. Do that twice more with the breath. So we're inhaling, lifting the chest, moving towards the foot. Exhale, release down. And then you're going to bring your face, if you haven't got your head to your knee or on your shin, just bring your head so your face is parallel to the floor and release across the back of your shoulders. If you're almost at your leg and your blocks are nearby, put a block on your leg and your head on the block if you want. Okay, and we're going to release. Back. Dandasana, so both legs are out in front, sitting up nice and tall. And then again, if you're happy to bend the knee, otherwise get your leg out to the side, bring that left foot inside. Your right leg, right hand on the floor by your hip. Stretch your left arm up, reach up. And then come forward, take your hand to your foot, onto your shin, bring your right hand to join it. Inhale, lift your chest, move towards your foot. Exhale, release down. Inhale, lift your chest, move towards your foot. Exhale, release down. Do that twice more with your breath. So your in-breath is lengthening the spine. Out-breath is letting you release down. Okay, and release. Just do windscreen wipers, just release off. And then if you want to pop your warmer layers on ready, we're coming down, we're going to do some working bridge. But we're not coming back up if you want to get your warmer layers on before the relaxation. But we're going to do some work from this 𝗀𝗿𝗃𝗃 supine position. You're going to lie so your hips and shoulders are lined up. We're going to have a moment, we're going to do 𝗀𝗲𝗃𝗃𝗃, study of the self, being aware of the self and how we feel right now. So just observing how your physical body feels. We've worked quite a bit around the hips, so I may not realize it, but with the balances that we did, and with that last posture, we've just stretched around the hips. And that last posture around the kidney area, so just see how your hips and your lower back are feeling. Allow the back of your shoulders to release towards the floor. Check that the back of your neck is long, so drawing your chin towards your throat. Oh, I see. Do a little vinyasa to stretch the back. So breathing in, I'm going to take the arms overhead. Breathing out, draw the right knee towards you. Breathing in, push the heels to the ceiling. Breathing out, release. Breathing in, put the foot down. Breathing out, bring the arms back. Breathing in, take the arms overhead. Breathing out, draw the left knee towards you. Breathing in, push the heel to the ceiling. Breathing out, release. Breathing in, put the foot down. Breathing out, bring the arms back. You can do both legs together, or you can continue with one leg at a time. It's up to you, whatever feels right for you. And then finishing off this round that you're doing. Check the position of your feet when you come to the end of that. So you want your heels drawn towards your bottom. But you don't want them so close that it's going to compromise your lower back. So you want to sort of give some space for your lower back to move. The ideal position is so that your shins are at a right angle to the floor. Now, if you put your knees and your feet together, it does make it a bit tighter for your back. So I'd recommend keeping the knees and the feet hip width apart. But wherever your feet are, your knees want to be above them. So don't have your feet together and your knees crashing out to the side. We're going to move on the out breath. So you'll be having a breath in, and then as you breathe out, press your feet against the floor, lift your hips, and come up. Give yourself a breath in, and then breathing out, a release down. Take a breath in, and then breathing out, come up. Having a breath in, and then breathing out, releasing down. And you start to find that you can possibly lift a little higher. And then we're going to stay in that raised position for a few breaths. When you feel that you've had enough and you've done enough, you can come down and give yourself a hug and a rock, but stay with that back bend if you want to. As you rock on your back, so it's just massaging your back against the floor, and it sort of squeeze and squash so that it's like, if you will, sort of squashing the blood out of one area, and then as you rock to the other side, and that blood come in and It's massaging the muscles that have just worked as we did that back bend. It's just encouraging fresh oxygenated blood into the muscles. Then we can put the hands on the knees and we can circle the knees around. I like to do different ones. So I like to circle the knees out and apart and then back in together and change that direction and do that the opposite way. Put the knees together and circle them around, stretch and flex the lower back a few times in each direction. And finish off with 𝗥𝗲𝗀𝘃, so the hands are resting on the knees, and as you breathe out, you bring the knees towards you. As you breathe in, you move them away. You do 2 more breaths. And then you're going to make yourself comfortable for your relaxation. Get yourself comfortable in Shavasana. So your hips and shoulders are in line with each other. Your arms are slightly away from the side of your body. Your inner elbows and the palms of your hands facing up towards the ceiling. We'll go through a little quick tense and release to release any tension you've possibly got. So you're going to push your heels away from you, draw your toes towards your face. Tighten up your calves, your knees, your thighs. And then let your legs relax. Release your legs, you're not going anywhere. You've got 10 minutes where you don't need to use your legs, you can let them release, relax completely. Pull in your abdominal muscles, squeeze the cheeks of your bottom together, pull everything in, squeeze and hold, hold. And then let go. Relax all around your hips, cheeks of your bottom, your abdomen, your waist. So allow the back of your waist to sink towards the floor. You're trusting the floor underneath you to support your back. You can let all the muscles in your back release, relax and let go. Release along the spinal muscles, along your spine, in between your shoulder blades and across the back of your shoulders, through into the front of your chest, your heart and lung cavity. And take your attention into your arms, your hands, and your fingers. Open up the palms of your hands, spread your fingers and stretch into your fingertips. Feel the tension in your hands and your fingers. And then let it go. Release your fingers, soften your hands. Release your wrists, soften your forearms. Release your elbows, soften your palms. Release your shoulders and soften into your neck and your throat. Check that your teeth are not clenched. Release your jaw. Let your tongue rest softly behind your lower teeth. As you release your cheeks and your cheekbones, the sides of your face, around your ears, your eyelids, and your eye sockets. Your whole body is resting. The only movement is your natural breath, which the more relaxed you become, the less noticeable the breath is. Even at some points, possibly will feel like you're not breathing. I want you to watch the breath, though. I want you to put all your awareness on your breath. I want you to watch for the natural pause. After your body is breathed out, there's a stillness, there's a pause. We're told that's where we find true stillness, relaxation, meditation, bliss, anahata. So before the body naturally starts to breathe in. So there's this stillness, the breath is still, so the physical body is still. That's also where the mind and the thought waves can be still. So it's actually, I think it's quite difficult. Once you start trying to watch the breath, there is this tendency to start to control it. It can be quite difficult to just let the breath happen and watch it without starting to try to control it. But see if you can watch your body breathe in and breathe out, and then catch that stillness, that moment, that pause, that stillness before your body starts to breathe in. Bring awareness to how you feel right now. Let your mind scan through your physical body. How does your physical body feel? You might want to compare to how you felt at the beginning, but there's no judgment attached. There's no expectation. It's simply an awareness. You might want to notice your mind and your thoughts. Your emotions and your feelings. And know that this stillness, this feeling of stillness that you have right now, is there inside you all the time. It's actually a natural state. It's your natural way of being. It just gets lost in the busyness of life. You're going to use your breath. Start to breathe a little deeper. Let your mind come back to the room that you're in. Visualize your surroundings. Begin to put a little movement in your fingers and your toe. Stretch out your hands and your feet. Take your time, listen to your body tell you where to move. Stretch, yawn. You're going to roll onto your side to curl up. There's no rush. Take your time. Just disturb yourself gradually at your own pace. I'm going to stop the recording. You're going to curl up on your side so that you let your heart and your blood pressure come back to normal. And then when you're ready, you'll sit up. There's no rush though.